trying to enjoy my vacation out here, Maine is a beautiful state. Boston is a beautiful city, but, you know, just leave it to a Wisconsin sports team to just completely ruin my mood. I mean, this one's up there. It's up there. We had this team down. We had them at the throat. We had a 16-point lead at halftime. But somewhere down deep inside of me, I knew that this was going to happen. The Bucks were going to blow that lead. And, it's not entirely on them, per se. I mean, Kevin Durant wouldn't miss a shot no matter how well he was defended. The obvious disaster of a coaching job by Mike Budenholzer in particular was not switching Giannis, one of the defensive players of the year last season, onto Kevin Durant, the only guy who can even contest a Kevin Durant jumper. I mean, that was just, I was shocked. I wasn't really shocked because Mike Budenholzer is a complete fucking idiot, but, just the most simple adjustment you could possibly make. Oh, this guy is going crazy against us. Let's put our best defensive player on him to make him stop. I mean, literally, it was Kevin Durant, Jeff Green, and virtually nobody else on the Brooklyn Nets, and they still came away with a win. They still came back from 16 down at halftime. I mean, you had really good performances from Giannis and Chris and Drew, and Brook Lopez was good. I mean, everybody was good, and then just everything just fell the fuck apart. And once again, the Milwaukee Bucks, when they are in a crunch time situation, they cannot run an offense. I mean, every possession was just them running up the court and taking a shot with 18 seconds on the shot clock, a bad contested shot, and it wouldn't go, and the Nets would get the rebound. Sometimes it would go. But, I mean, they were running effective offensive sets the entire game against Brooklyn. They were getting open shots. They were getting everything they wanted for the most part. And yet they just decided not to do that anymore. When it gets to be a close game, they just stop doing it. They just completely stopped doing it. I don't know if that's the players just trying to be heroes. I don't know if that's Mike Budenholzer being a complete fucking dumbass, but my guess would be, the latter. But, I mean, just... I don't know how much more of this I can take. Every single time, my team has, it's really looking promising, and I get this feeling of, oh my God, we're going to pull it off, we're going to actually go to Milwaukee up 3-2, we're going to get a chance to win the series, or something like that, and it just always happens. It always happens. Always happens. Just some stupid shit, just the worst luck imaginable. This being, Mike Budenholzer turning into a fucking turtle, and Kevin Durant turning into fucking I don't know, some overpowered Thanos Infinity Gauntlet insane being that would not miss a shot no matter what he did. I mean, he could have been, shooting it overhanded like that above his head, and he would have made it. I mean, just the stupidest shit in the whole fucking world. I mean, I don't know. I mean, maybe the series isn't technically over, but I mean, do you really think the Bucks are going to go into Brooklyn in a Game 7 and win? No. Doesn't matter what they do in Game 6. They needed to win this game, so they had a chance to win it at home, and they couldn't. So, it's the classic Milwaukee Bucks, And I'll say that about the Brewers, and I'll say that about the Packers, and I'll say that about the Batters. I mean, it's just every time. It's a really big goddamn game. Every single time, they might have a lead in that game. They might be just, on the cusp of coming back in that game. I mean, it doesn't matter. They'll just always find a way to let you down, to break your heart, to do something, to where they lose the game that they should have won. Every single fucking time. Every single time on the big stage, man. This is probably the biggest stage, one of the biggest games maybe in franchise history, and they just come out and they do that. Play elite basketball against the best team in the NBA for 2 3/4 of the game. Midway through the third is when things started going to shit, and then they just tumble down a hill after that. And like I said, it's not entirely all their fault either. I mean, there wasn't really much they could do when Kevin Durant is making those shots, but they really certainly did not help themselves with whatever the fuck they were doing on offense. And, Giannis dropping that pass, which he would have gotten a wide open layup. I mean, Chris Middleton put an absolute beautiful move to free him up, and then dumping it off to Giannis, he would have gotten an open dunk or layup, and he just drops the fucking ball. He just fucking drops it. I've seen him do that before. I see him lose the ball on countless times. I don't know what the fuck he needs to do, but he needs to learn how to hang on to the ball. I mean, he gets stripped or loses the ball or something so often, and he chose the absolute worst time ever to do it here. But, that's Wisconsin sports, man. Yeah, we'll get real close and then just let you down. Just let your heart break in a tiny billion little pieces. Every time. That's what we do to you. But, yeah, go Bucks, man! Oh, I fucking hate my life. Oh, my God. But, yeah. I don't know if I'll have reactions to Game 6. I mean, it kind of depends on what happens in the game. This is a very unique situation. I would not usually be doing this, but the Bucks just decided to, put together an epic choke job for the ages, and I just could not make a video on it. So, we'll see what happens Game 6, guys. We'll see how we choke this series. I don't know. I mean, technically, there are still 2 games left, and we can still win those 2 games, but let me tell you, if we couldn't win tonight with a 16-point lead, James Harden practically immobile, and literally nobody else on the team besides Kevin Durant to help them. Of course, Jeff Green goes fucking ballistic, but if we couldn't win this game, there is no... I mean, how the fuck are we going to win Game 7 in Brooklyn? I don't know. And we still have to win Game 6 in Milwaukee to even get to Game 7 in Brooklyn. So, but yeah. See you guys next time.